Hello and welcome. This is Fayetteville Project Healing Waters, and today's fly is the Y2K. Fly is very simple, little materials, and very easy to tie. The hook we're using is the Umpqua XC400 BLBN Jig 60. It's a size 16. The tungsten bead we're using is a rainbow, and it's 2.8 millimeters. For the body, we're using ice dubbing hairline, and it's the color's minnow belly. And then for the tail, we're using McFly foam, and it's color white. And you really can't see it with the background, but if you've been tying for a little bit, you know exactly what McFly foam is. So let's go ahead and get our bead slotted in the hook and place it in our vise. Oh, I'm sorry. The thread I'm using is Danville's flat wax nylon. You could essentially use any color. You could actually do like a hot pink or a red, and that will create a nice little hot spot behind the bead. But anyway, let's start our thread and carry it down to the bend of the hook, and let's remove our tag. And here what we want to do is we want to grab some Sally Hansen or any kind of nail polish finisher. Just seems like in the fly tying world, Sally Hansen is what people are using. So just put a little dab on that, and from there we're just going to carry our thread forward to right behind the bead. Okay, now we want to grab our McFly foam, and if you could see it, what you want to do is you want to make sure that this is flush right there. So I'm going to cut it off there to make sure it's nice and flush to where I can tie it in behind the bead, and I don't have a bunch of foam excluding outside of the bead. So once you get that flush, we're going to pinch it right behind the bead, and we're just going to try to capture just as little bit as we can, and then carry it back and capture more. And then by the time you get to the back, you might have to do a little. There we go, we've captured it. And we're just going to wrap it all the way to the back, to the bend of the hook. And what you want to do is you want to grab this. When you're tying it in and you're on the shank of the hook, it tends to force it this way, but if you pull it the opposite direction, it'll sit nice and neat on the bend of the hook. Alright, it looks like we're good to go. And now I'm going to wrap forward and break some of this down and just bring it back to the bend of the hook. Now we're just going to grab our ice dubbing, and we just want to do little pinches at a time. It's a lot easier to add on than it is to remove. So let's go ahead and put a nice little noodle on there, and we'll move it up, and then just wrap the body. Avoid the hook because it will actually mess up the noodle. And it looks like I just need a little tad bit more. And you just want to build that up, make it nice and pretty. And then from there, I'm going to grab my whip finish. And put it right behind the bead. And you can see what I'm telling, like if you used a different color, you could put a little hot spot right behind that bead. Would probably look really good. But I just wanted to stick with the formula that I did in class. And then just remove your thread. And now what we want to do is we want to grab our tail, and we want to pull it as tight, not too tight, but kind of taut. And then what you want to do is you want to cut it about a half inch off the back, and then cut it. And there's your bushy little tail, and there's our Y2K. You can do this in pretty much any color that you want. We do them in yellow, we do them in green, silver beads, bigger hooks. This fly is very successful in Eastern Carolina, and it's a must-have to put in your box. If you're trying to figure out what they're eating and they're not biting on anything, Y2K or an egg is always a lot of people consider it cheating, but the way to go. We're here to catch fish. We're not here to be professionals. This is Project Healing Waters, Fayetteville, North Carolina program. And if you like the fly, certainly you could share it, send it on to fellow excuse me, Project Healing Water participants. If you have any kind of feedback, certainly reach out to me, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. Thank you very much.